The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus and his disciples left from there and began a journey through Galilee. But he did not wish anyone to know about it. He was teaching his disciples and telling them, "The Son of Man is to be handed over to men, and they will kill him. And 3 days after his death, the Son of Man will rise." But they did not understand the saying, and they were afraid to question him. They came to Capernaum and said, once inside the house, began to ask them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" But they remained silent. They had been discussing among themselves on the way who was the greatest. Then he sat down, called the 12, and said to them, "If anyone wishes to be first, he shall be the last of all and the servant of all." Taking a child, he placed it in their midst, and putting his arms around it, he said to them, "Whoever receives one child such as this in my name receives me. And whoever receives me receives not me, but the one who sent me." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good evening, everyone. I feel so honored to be with you tonight, this evening, because, believe it or not, this is my first time to celebrate Mass in this chapel. And I thank Father De Concepcion for inviting me to Brian Camado, your MC here, who is my parishioner, but he's serving here in this chapel. And I'm also honored because this evening is one of the nine days in celebration of the feast of Padre Pio. I didn't know Padre Pio then when I was a child, but honestly, he died on my birthday in 1968. So, kaya special po sa akin, no, ang gabing ito. Now, I just would like to share with you some reflections regarding the message of the readings for this 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The message is very simple. The Lord Jesus is introducing himself to his disciples as the Messiah. And they have a difficult time understanding the word Messiah, because for them, the Messiah is the one who would liberate the country from the Romans. So they were expecting a king who is riding on a horse and who will wield his power through the sword, and overcome the Romans, and so establish the kingdom that they were expecting. But this isn't so. It's a different kind of Messiah that Jesus was revealing to them, and it is based on the messianic message in the book of Isaiah on chapter 53, which was our reading last week, and saying that the Messiah is a suffering servant. And so, this is the continuation that they were discussing. Jesus asked them, and even when Jesus told them about the Messiah, the Son of Man, the messianic title, who will be killed, and they could not understand that. Who will be killed. But then he said that after 3 days he will rise from the dead. But still they cannot understand it. So they were still discussing some things on the way, and Jesus asked them, what were you discussing about on the way, along the way? And they were discussing very simply, who's the greatest? Sino ba ang pinakadakila? Alam niyo po, in urban language, to really the millennials understand it, dakila means, saying it, sikat ka, kilala ka, you are sobra sa iba. Hindi po ba? Yun ang lingwahe natin dito sa Maynila. That's our language in the city. Sikat ka. Yan yun. Kilala ka. Okay? So they were discussing this. And then, Jesus took a child and put him in their midst, and told them na he is the image of being the greatest. Now, I would like to share with you instances in my ministry of what Jesus is telling us about being the greatest. I will not tell you the parish. I will not tell you the name of the people. I know I'm online. But I will just tell you the story, okay? In one of the parishes that I was assigned, it was the time when Pinatubo, erupted, and we were, asking for relief goods. And so after my last Mass, it was a Sunday, sasarado na yung simbahan, may humabol sa akin na lalaki. He's not dressed like you. Simple lang, nakatsinelas. Medyo madumi pa nga yung kanyang pantalon, and yung t-shirt niya, medyo may butas-butas. I thought he would beg. That is my, first impression. He would beg. And I said, oh my goodness, gabi na. Sabi ko ganyan. But then I welcomed him and said, sige, ano po, may kailangan po ba kayo? Ano po kailangan natin? And then he said, no, I don't need anything. Sabi niya ganon. I heard that you need something for the victims of Pinatubo. And then, from his pocket, kinuha niya supot, nakabalot, inabot niya sa akin. Sabi ko, ba't hindi niyo ho inalay sa misa? People are being asked to line up, and put whatever they can give doon sa unahan. Sabi niya, hindi na po kasi ito lang po yung may bibigay ko. Why? Because yung nilili niya doon sa amin sa simbahan, mahaba yung mahaba, malaking simbahan yun Sako-sako ng bigas, dilata, ganyan, in bulk, ganyan, and then envelopes, like that, And sabi, hindi na kasi nahihiya ako, ito lang yung sa akin. Then I got it, received it, and opened it, and then, lo and behold, 2 cans of Ligo. You know Ligo? The sardines? Okay? Baka hindi nyo po natitikman yun. Sardines. Ligo. Okay? So, yun ang tatak. 2. 2. I was humbled with that act. Talaga. Because akala ko manghihingi siya. No. Sabi ko, samahan ko na po kayo lumabas kasi hinabol niya ako doon sa entrance namin pupunta kumbento. Sinamahan ko siya palabas. And you know what? Nagtutulak po siya ng kariton. He's collecting, scraps, cardboards, plastics, Sige po, Father. And then he left, pushing his cart. My God, I will never forget that. Never. And then when I was having another instance is this, I was having my, the clergy were having our retreat and gathering in Kailamne at the time, It's between Maragondon and Kailamne. That long stretch of, fields, no houses, ganyan. And I was driving the car alone, na flat tire po ako. Hindi pa po uso ang cellphone. Hindi pa uso ang cellphone. So, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. No? Meron akong beeper. Pero what's the use of beeper? Di ba? You need a phone in order to use the beeper. Okay? Sabi ko, gano'n, wala akong, ano ba to? Baka abutin ako ng gabi dito. No? It's really, walang bahay. I was alone. But then, there's a motorcycle passing by. Nilagpasan na nila ako. Dalawa sila. Sa atin ngayon, sa panahon natin, we will think na riding in tandem. Right? Riding in tandem, dalawa no? Lumagpas. Oh. Pero hindi ko na inaasahan, they came back. They came back and asked me, ano po nangyari? Medyo kinabahan pa ako, really. No? Kasi baka mamaya kung anong gawin itong dalawa na to sa akin. I don't know them. No? I didn't know them. So, sabi ko, flat sabi ko gano'n. And then sabi nilang dalawa, we'll help you. Honestly, I know how to drive, but I'm not a mechanic. Totoo po yan, no? That's the problem with us growing up in the city. No? Mga lumaki sa syudad, karamihan, hindi marunong magmekaniko. No? Umaasa sa mekaniko. So, binabuksan yung trunk, everything. They did it. The two of them did it. And then after that, okay na yung gulong, no? I was giving them money. No? Just, to thank them. Because I was really grateful. No? You know what ang sabi nila? Wala po yan. No? But they spent time with me and given their skills, no? Para palitan yung gulong ko. Those two men, I will never forget. Hindi ko na makalimutan. Again, in another parish, when I had a problem with, some renovations in the church, no? Ang dami nagreklamo talaga. Dami nagreklamo. Well, probably the process was wrong, but then the intention was there. It's good. No? Talagang kailangang baguhin na. Okay? Yung simbahan na yun. And to make the long story short, after our general meeting with the people in the council, nagkaanuhan, and then parang I felt so bad because sabi niya, hindi mo kilala kung sino nagtayo niyan. Don't you know how much one slab, no? Ganyan, no? And they were telling me how much they spent for it. But those were years ago. Sabi ko ganyan, no? Hindi ko naman to inisip. This is the thinking of the council. Sabi ko gano'n. But something in the process was, nagkamali siguro. Kaya nagkagano ng community. But then I was so down. No, I was so down. And there is also, galit, no, in my heart. And I was talking to one lady and telling her, this is a confession, Tao lang po kami. Sabi ko, to sa inabot ko kagabi, I would like to curse those people. Sabi ko gano'n. Sa galit. But then I called the priest and he told me, you go to the Blessed Sacrament, just stay there, don't say anything, just stay there. No? Just stay there. And I stayed before the Blessed Sacrament. And I realized it's not right. It's not right to do that. Because I heard, no, the very first parish priest of that parish cursed. Kaya pumasok sa isip ko, cursed. Kaya sabi ko, oh. And then, ano nangyari? Sabi ko ganyan, medyo side po tayo story. No? Namatay daw yung parish pastor council chairman. I don't know, pero kaya sabi ko, and then when we're inviting that priest to come over to celebrate with us, no, he's not coming over. He said, dumadate. No? But it is a good thing that the priest told me to go to the Blessed Sacrament and pray. No? And then naimasmasan ako and I said, it's not right. No? And then the next day, so second day now, a lady came. No? A lady came. And then she was, in ordinary clothes. And then just handed me an envelope. And when I opened it, 2 million pesos. What? Sabi ko ganyan. Napakasimple niya. Napakasimple. No diamond. Nothing. Simple clothing. Handed me over the check. And then told me, if you still need anything, Father, just tell me. That validated the project. And I said, gusto pa rin ng Panginoon na ituloy. Okay? And I will never forget that lady. Why? Because she's so simple, and not only so simple, she's so quiet. No? And not only quiet, pero she's always attending the Mass, pero hindi mo siya mapapansin talaga. No? Na ganun pala siya ka-generous. Okay? And then last sharing in one of the parishes. Okay? Pinagawa namin uli yung simbahan because the roof was literally leaking from the altar to the door. Talaga. So, nung tinanggal na yung mga ceiling, yung kisame, I was so sad. Why? Because puro butas ang bubong. Really. Puro butas. And I said, wow, ang laking gastos dito. Akala ko, portions lang na i-repair mo. Hindi pala. Everything will have to go. No? Lahat. Everything. And I was looking at it and said, ay nako, ang laki-laking gastos. And then the couple came to me, no? Head sila ng parish council ko at the time. No? Yung husband niyang head, yung wife niya tumapi sa akin. Sabi niya sa akin, Father, ang ganda, no? Sabi niya gano'n. What? Sabi ko gano'n. Ang ganda po. Anong maganda dyan? Butas-butas. Sabi ko sa kanyang gano'n. There are holes. What's beautiful in that? Tapos sabi niya sa akin, no, Father. Look at the stars. She saw stars in the ceiling with holes. And then I said, oh, okay, stars. Yes, Father. Stars. You see the stars? God will not forsake you. He said that. Lo and behold, we finished the project in time. Because that woman is a very prayerful woman with her husband. After the Mass, every day they come to Mass. And then after the Mass, they go to the Blessed Sacrament Chapel and stay for another hour. You know? And I said, oh my God, this couple, very deep ang faith. No? Very deep ang faith. I saw holes, she saw stars. So ennobling the faith, really, no, and strengthening. Okay. This is what Jesus meant, to have a heart of a child and to be like a child, to have faith that is steadfast, no? To choose forgiveness rather than revenge, to choose to give in order to gain heaven, and to choose to serve rather than be served. Jesus said, whoever accepts a child like this accepts me. Why? Because he is the perfect child of the Father. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased.